Hello, welcome to Jazemporium. So I got my clear quartz and I'm going to be doing a channeling. First off, I just want to say thank you everybody for subscribing so far. We got a lot of followers that we're starting to get, 456 followers, and I hope you join the Jazemporium team. And soon, my website will be erected up, and I will be doing more things for this business, and I hope you stick around, and I hope you guys like what you see on this channel. But if you do like and you happen to see this channel, please do like, comment, subscribe. So let's get right into the channeling. That song KMFDM, There's Nothing Like Giving the Game Away, craze. So what is the craze fad that we're all into right now? Spirit, basically, I was mulling over the lyric, there's nothing like giving the game away. All the people are here to same today. They can hammer and break a bone for me. There's nothing like giving the game away. And I remember reflecting my mind with that lyric. I'm like, what is the game? What is the game that we're, fighting against? Or what is this game that KMFDM speaks about? Or what is this game in general? Consumerism. Consumerism. You are a consumer of the society. They start you when you're very young. They start you when you get to school. You work an 8-hour shift just like the regular Joe of your adult parent does. They put you there for 8 hours. You get 2 15-minute breaks. You get a half-an-hour lunch. That's the assimilation of an 8-hour workday. They breed you for industrialism so that you're happy, compliant little workers that will not question the higher authorities. Now, what are the higher authorities? These are the people, the rich businessmen that own everything. These are the government, the Rockefellers. These are the ones in the highest high of power. They make us like complacent sheep so that we don't question. They give us little arguments and dictate and control the masses with little issues so that we don't pay attention to the bigger issues that they are slowly taking away from us. The smaller issues, gender wars, race wars, dividing of even political stances of what we choose to believe in or not believe in, extremism, idealism, consumerism. We pay attention more to our celebrities. We pay attention more towards the media, what's happening in the media. We're addicted to social media. We're not paying attention to each other. We're only paying attention to our phones. We're only paying attention towards the self, but not in a self way of self-awareness, self-aware as egotist. We're here to serve the man, and that's all we are. We're compliant little workers that just make money for bigger corporations. We're not here to service ourselves. The reason why spirituality is not brought into the masses, the reason why spirituality is not practiced and forefront in schools, if we sat there and we meditated and we found out what we wanted to do and who we are and what our goals, our true values, and our belief systems are, the government, it would be scared. Because if the minute we start to self-reflect and know ourselves, then the government should be scared, because if anything, we would upheaval and take over the government, and we would be calling out and blowing the horn more, saying some things are not right. We're consumerly addicted to social media. We're addicted to idols. We're addicted to people's fame and glory and influencers more than our own lives. We're paying attention to someone else and not our own selves. In our consumerism, we pay a lot of money for groceries, inflation. We're always feeding somebody else's pocket. We're feeding big corporate companies' pocket and not enough of our own. We're being drained so much and so far in the vast of the lack mindset. We're being pushed back to the point of recession and possibly even a depression. The more they take from us, the more they keep us confined down. The middle class is going to be eradicated out to the point where we have poor and rich people. But what is the reason of all this? Why would the government and companies try to keep us under their thumbs? Why is that? Well, power and greed. What is giving the game away? Power, control, and greed. Power and control and greed. Power. Just like every other drug, alcohol, or substance, or food, or whatever, you could be addicted to power. You could be addicted to the adoration. You could be addicted to feeling like you're on top, egotism. We're a very yang society. We are driven by our ego. We are very driven by ego. We're go out and get things. We're not in the receptive, the receiving energy. We're not in that receiving energy. Our world's very yang, masculine. If you want something, you have to go and get it. You have to seek it out. You have to constantly chase something. Whether you be chasing that new car, that new man, that new woman, the new house, whether you're chasing that new career, if you have to bonk off some other jack off that's wanting the position and promotion before you so that you would get it. Even if you have to step over everybody else to get those positions, you do. You would. So the biggest crime here is the government is trying to still, it's almost like watching the Roman gladiators. They're all watching us fight and they're sitting back laughing, thinking we got them in the bag. They think that the smaller issues are the big issues and we're amplifying them as bigger issues, but they're not really huge issues. The huger issues is what's going on in our society. How much are we being suppressed? How much rights do we have? Because slowly these things are being taken away. What we see, what we hear, what we listen to. Even Ice Cube said it in his song, Freedom of Speech. Freedom of speech, what are you going to do? First they'll take it from me, then they'll take it from you. We censor everything we see, we hear, the books will burn. So how much are we allowed to say and do in this society? Because they're eradicating certain value points, history points. They're getting rid of certain imagery, certain books. 1984 has been banned. Aldous Huxley, Brave New World is banned. Anything that is to think for yourself type of book is being banned. And that should say something. The higher power in the government does not want us to think for ourselves. They want us to conform and assimilate. They want us to fit in nice little boxes and have us where they want them. They want us, they want us right, they have us right where they want. They have the puppeteer strings. We're being controlled by the government. And everyone's like, well, yeah, but this is such a cliche message. We all know that. But do you know how much are we being controlled? It's funny. Sometimes when I look at my phone and I think a thought, or I even look at something or think of something, the phone immediately synchronizes to what I'm thinking or feeling at the time and brings up a certain subject or certain thing I may have talked about with a friend on the phone. That's creepy. That's like somebody's watching us. Big Brother's watching you. The only thing is, Big Brother's got its finger in every pie. Big Brother is dictating your successes, your dreams, and your goals. You know, by classism too. The way that they control us is through money, greed, power. So if you're poor and at the bottom of the scale, you have no influence or say, versus someone who has all the power, influence, and say, being rich and higher up in power. So again, this is the only way they can control us. They feel that controlling us, they can control our birth rates. If they destroy the family, we won't breed. If they destroy the semblance of community, nobody will trust one another. The whole point of why they're doing this is because they don't want us to unify, because if we unify, then they're in danger. The government itself is in danger. If we choose to unify, work together, and stop being divided by all these little like differences, race, color, gender, greed, you know, where you come from, your classism, what type of, like, are you rich, are you poor? These are such little things that divide us. And we're always constantly focusing on the little things that we're forgetting about the bigger things of consumerism. There's nothing like giving the game away. So again, are we choosing to play into the game of the government's control and submission? Are we going to be a happy little factory worker? Because that's what they want us to be. We're trained little monkeys for their little corporate business scheme systems. That's why we go to school. And a lot of the times why certain schools don't work for certain children is because we're not raised to be factory workers. We're not meant to be in a cookie cutter system of a cookie cutter system. We're not cookie cutter individuals. We're not cookies. Although cookies are quite tasty, we're not cookies. We're not going to think and be and do like everybody else. We think and be and do of our own ways and our own rights and our own ways of handling and constructing the world. It's quite sad that a lot of geniuses are being suppressed for people and idiots that have a perception and an opinion. We relevancy people that shouldn't really be relevant, and we tend to mask ones with pure talent or pure intelligence that are trying to project onto this world, you know, their stances and viewpoints. And oftentimes, and this has happened many times, people who are ahead of the curve or ahead of the ball, they're radical, they get shot for it. John Lennon, Martin Luther King, Abe Lincoln, the Kennedy brothers, people that are trying to change the world for the better are always going to have fire back and pushback for whatever they want to basically do, or their stanza, or if they're a bit ahead of the curve, they will always be snuffed out because our world's not ready for it. Or maybe the government is doing it and they're not ready for it, or hires people, or whatever they do. I'm not much in conspiracy theories, but I see what's happening, that we're slowly, as an individual society, losing our right of individual mind, speech, and thought, because we're captivated by consumerism, control, and greed. That's what's happening in our world. We are being controlled by a bigger power that does not want us to think for ourselves. So we're losing our freedoms, just in smaller ways, and it's gradual, because if we did it all instantaneously, we would all erupt in some sort of protests and eruptions. So they have to do it gradually, so that in baby steps and inches, so that we don't see anything, so that we don't pay attention. Because again, you give somebody an inch, they take a mile. Now, how much are we going to allow the mileages of somebody to control and suppress us? How much, though? How much is it cost and worth? Wake up, people. Open your eyes. This is what's really happening within our societal things. Wake up and open your eyes. Don't let the little things divide you of your brother of man. Unify. Love one another. Don't be divided by the small things. Agree to disagree. Work together. Work as one. Because if we don't, we're going to be the own suffering of our own undoing as humanity. We're going to be the suffering of our own undoing if we can't get our egos in check, if we can't be more understanding, kind, and compassionate towards others, if we don't see the bigger picture of the government, the system trying to control us and monopolize us and take advantage of us just because for their own greed and gain of their own society. Now, why would they try to stop us? Because again, it's the assimilation of power. They don't want to lose the power. They feel if we overthrow them, they lose our power completely. They lose the power completely. It's almost like God in a God complex. Some people think that God himself is a narcissist. If God is this all-being powerful thing, why does he need people to worship him if he's just already is? Why does he need us if he's so powerful and all on his own? Followers need followers. Strength within numbers, strength within powers. You follow something, you follow your government, you follow your idols, your worshipers, you follow. When are you going to break away and actually think for yourselves and fend for yourselves? When are you going to have your own individualistic mind that has their own values and cores? Don't go along with the sheep in the crowd. Go on your own path. And that's all I will leave you with. The consumerism is just... And another thing too, they're trying to put genders against each other so that nobody will see eye to eye and have problems and problems and problems. It's really sad, I think it's sad that we can't even talk to one another and trust one another because of our viewpoints that get in the way. That, you know, every little disagreement turns into an argument, and it really shouldn't be like that. So, if you do like what you see on this page, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and I shall see you later. Bye for now. Peace out.